This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com. Hey there everyone, I'm Cameron Harris. This is the show where we're going to be learning how to take advantage of all the great resources that the internet has to offer. Learning, entertainment, shopping, it's all online, and we're going to learn how to use them. This is Internet for Everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Internet for Everyone. I'm Cameron Harris, and today we're going to be learning the basics of how to open and close your web browser. That's your portal to the internet. But before we do that, let me just give you a little bit of a rundown of all the stuff you can do with the internet. When it comes to the internet, there's pretty much a website for everything, and there's plenty of websites for news. That's a big part of what the internet is. There's of course bigger sites like CNN.com if you watch CNN or ABC News or anything like that. They all have their own websites. You can also check out your local news. Your local newspaper usually has their own website where you can see what's going on just in your area. And of course, if you can't find what you're looking for on there, you can always use Google, which is basically a search tool for the internet. You can type whatever you want into Google and it will find plenty of results for you to choose from, and we're going to learn how to do that in later episodes. Of course, you can also use something like Wikipedia, which is an online dictionary of sorts that is constantly being updated, and it's really one of the best places to look for if you want to find information. You can also look for entertainment. YouTube is a really popular site. All kinds of users will submit clips and movies that they've made, as well as TV shows and all kinds of great stuff on there. And if it's TV shows you're after, you could always check out Hulu.com. That's a site that has full-length episodes of television shows with ads to support it. And they all look great, and they're almost completely up to date. You usually will see shows on there at days after they air. Of course, there's also our website where we have all kinds of great stuff like recipes and show notes for all of our shows. You can always go there. But then there's also things like photo sharing sites like Flickr.com. That's a big one where everyone can take photos and share them with everyone else so you can see what other people are using their cameras for. It's really all great stuff, and I really can't wait to show you how to use this stuff. So why don't we dive right into it? So the first thing you need to know is that there are two kinds of computers out there: Macintosh computers, also called Macs, and Windows computers, also called PCs. Now the internet works the same way on each of them, but they do look slightly different. So I'm going to show you how to use the internet on both platforms. Now you will instantly know which one is yours just by looking at the screens because they look so different. Just watch the one that applies to your computer and we'll dive right into it. Let's start with the Macintosh. So if you're on a Mac, this is what your desktop is going to look like when you first start up your computer. And the first thing we want to do is we want to launch the web browser. Now on the Mac, the built-in web browser is called Safari, and there's a very easy way to get to it. Down here, you see this big list of icons down at the bottom of your screen. This is called the dock, and this is where all of your most commonly used applications can be stored, so that you can get to them with just one click. Now Safari's icon is a big blue compass, and if we look down here, there it is, Safari. And you can see that when I hover my mouse over it, it actually says Safari right above it. So to launch it from the dock, all I have to do is click on it once. And when that happens, you can see Safari launches, and this is what it looks like when you first open it. Now it may not look exactly like this. There's another way that it might look too. This is what the most current version of Safari looks like. But if you're running an older version of Safari, it might look different. It might look like this. This is a web page that Safari has loaded. This web page is called the home page. It's sort of like a default. Every time you first open your web browser, it will open to a page that you tell it. Now, most likely this isn't going to be your particular homepage. Yours might be Comcast.com or AT&T.com, or it could really be anything. But this is another way that it might look. Now, for now, we're going to skip right to the end of the web browsing process, and that is quitting your web browser. How do you get out of it? And like when you're done with your web browsing, you want to make this window disappear. So how do you do that? Well, we want to, as I said, quit Safari or quit the application. And you do that in Mac OS the same way no matter what application you're running. You look up here in this bar right at the top of the screen. You can see over on the left it has some words here. We're looking for the name of the application. And you can see there it is, Safari. It's in bold too. It's very nice. All I have to do is click on the word once, and I get a drop down of all these different options here. But I don't need to worry about any of these except for the one right at the bottom that says Quit Safari. Just click that once, and Safari quits. You see, it's back to where I started. Now, just so some of you know, you may not have the Safari icon in your dock. And if you don't, we're going to show you how to put it there. The first step is, well, I'll just get rid of Safari just to give you an example. So the first step to get Safari back is to find it in your Applications folder. And to get to that, we need to use the Finder. You see way at the far left of your dock is this little smiley face right here. This is the Finder. Clicking on it once will open this window here. The Finder is how you access all your files and your applications in a Mac. And right now what we want to do is we want to access our web browsing application. So what we do is we look over on this left bar here, and we can see right here there's a little thing here that says Applications. We click on that once to select it, and over on the right here all of our applications appear. Now we want to find Safari, so we look through here, we're in the S's. There's Safari right there. Now to get it into the dock, all I have to do is click on it, but don't release the mouse. Click and hold, and then drag it. You can see there's a sort of transparent Safari icon following my cursor. Drag it onto the dock in between two other icons, and you can see the rest of them kind of move aside to make room for it. When that happens, release it, and now Safari's in our dock. So that's the basics of how to open and close your web browser on a Mac. Now let's take a look and see what happens when we move over to a PC. So this is what a PC will look like when you first turn it on. And the main difference between a PC and a Mac as far as the internet is concerned is the web browser that you use. Remember, on the Mac it was called Safari, but on a PC the built-in web browser is called Internet Explorer. Now there should be an Internet Explorer icon somewhere on your screen. Usually it's going to be over on the left. Now just like on the Mac, to launch it, all you have to do is hover over it with your mouse and double-click it. Internet Explorer will now launch, and you can see it loads its home page. So this is very nice, but now we need to figure out how to quit Internet Explorer. And we do that by simply clicking the red X in the top right-hand corner of the window, and it quits. That's pretty much it. Well, that about wraps it up for this lesson. I hope you had a very good time, and I hope you got a lot out of it. Next time, we'll be learning how to actually type a web address into our web browser and visit our website. And that would actually be this website right here, www.harwoodpodcast.com. I'll look forward to talking to you next time. Happy browsing, everyone.